Good day everyone! My name is Christine D. Landayan and today I am going to give you a tutorial on how to make a diorama about the Mesozoic era or age of dinosaurs. So what are we waiting for? Let's go! Before we get started, I will first introduce the needed materials, which are as follows. First, we are going to need a box because it's gonna be the base for our diorama. It is also recommended to prepare artificial grasses and some glues. Next, we will also be using some coloring materials and some rocks. Furthermore, I am planning to use some cotton, stick glue, scissor, and some paints. Later, I will also use a tray and black, brown, and green cartolina. Last but not the least, I will be using some miniature dinosaur as these are the main characters of today's diorama. Now, let's get started! The first thing that we are going to do is grab our base, the cartoon. Then we are going to cut some pieces of it by using a scissor to form a diorama box. So the next step that we are going to do is to cover the outside portion of the box to make it more presentable by using a black cartolina and of course some glue. The third step is painting the rocks by using a brown paint. The reason why I am doing this is to make the rocks more realistic. Hi everyone, it's me again. As you can see, I am currently wearing a new blouse. Since earlier, I need to stop making my diorama because I need to go to church. So as you can see from our previous videos, our diorama is close to being finished. So are you excited? If yes, then let's proceed to the next step. So the fourth step is covering the sides of our diorama box with a blue cartolina. So the reason why I had chosen the color blue is because I want it to symbolize the sky. So now I will be using a bond paper because I am planning to draw a mountain on it so that I can paste it on the blue cartolina to make the inside more beautiful. And the color that I will be using is color green. As you can see, this is the final result. So now we are proceeding to the next step. We will be putting a glue over the blue cartolina so that we can start pasting it inside the diorama box. Following that, I am going to use a green cartolina to cover the bottom portion of the diorama box. Next, I am going to grab the artificial grass so that I can finally use a stick glue to paste it on the green cartolina. With this, we are one step closer in finishing our diorama box. Do you remember the rocks that I painted with the color brown earlier? Well, now I am finally going to make use of it. First, I will grab a rock and then I will use a stick glue to paste it beside the grass one by one. The next step is using a stick glue to hold the dinosaurs in place. This is one of my favorite part as I can finally see that my diorama is slowly taking form. After a minute of consideration, I decided to put some fence on my diorama to make it more unique. For me, this fence also symbolized that the Mezosoic era is the time period wherein the weak gets eaten. Then I decided to proceed with the next step. I decided to grab the tray that I prepared earlier and finally form a decision. In the end, I decided to color it with green as I wanted to symbolize the formation of landform, because from what I learned when I was in high school, the Mesozoic era is the period of time wherein the Pangea was starting to separate, which resulted in the formation of many new landforms. Afterwards, I had used stick glue to put it in place, and then I surrounded it with the remaining brown rocks to make the edges clean and nice. Last but not the least, I decided to put some stick glue on the cotton and place it on the other side because I want it to act as the clouds. Earlier, I also pasted a drawing of the ocean in the side. Finally, we are finished. So are you ready to see the result of our diorama? Do you know? Dioramas are small scenes created of layers of materials all depicting a similar concept. They usually display a historical time period and is a fun teaching method or activity to use in a classroom. I decided to create a diorama that depicts the middle period of the Mezozoic era, called the Jurassic period, which occurred 199.6 million to 145.5 million years ago, which was characterized by a warm, wet climate that gave rise to lush vegetation and abundant life. Continents also broke apart, which gave rise to new landforms. As you can see in the diorama, many different kinds of dinosaur existed. Among them were Stegosaurus, Brachiosaurus, Allosaurus, and many others. There is no doubt that the Jurassic period of the Mesozoic era is one of the most interesting time period. That is why I decided to make this. I hope you had enjoyed this video and God bless.